Greetings and welcome to the Sawblade 666 YouTube channel. I'm Daniel Sawblade.
And I'm Cartoon Ryan.
Today we're going to talk about the Wolverton Bible.
One of my all-time favorites, so buckle up, it's going to be a crazy ride.
Crazy.
Alright, so this book right here, just to give a little story to the viewers.
Little background.
Yeah, a little background, because this is one of those books or just pieces of art in general that made an impact on my life. So the first 18 years of Daniel and our lives, we went to church and we hardly ever missed. And no secret.
Something
Yeah,
right
go
now.
ahead.
Sorry. Just to clear things up, to neither Ryan and I can speak for Ryan. We're not religious at all. We just grew up in a very Christian conservative,
Far right.
right.
Yeah. Christian nationalists.
Pretty much.
Yeah, all that stuff.
I hate to admit it, but that's where it all comes from. But it made us who we are today as artists.
Yeah.
And as Ryan said, it's really weird how this came about, because I barely remember this, and it was in a different format when you saw it. Our grandfather was a minister. By the way,
he was a preacher for 60-something years.
I had to interject that.
Yeah, it's cool. So, yeah, this was one of those things that just made an impact on me. Still to this day, I have to look at this book a lot. And it was no secret that when I was at church, I was bored. I hated it. I hated going from day one, and I still do to this day. It's why I don't go. But a lot of times, like, I would just either draw in there, and if I got in trouble for drawing, I would get fed these books, like from the library at church. And my grandpa said, "I think you might like this book because it's got a lot of neat, nifty artwork in there, bud." That's what he told me. And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I looked at it. He wasn't kidding, because this right here, the Wolverton Bible, has way more in it than what I even saw growing up. So growing up, I saw like the first few, maybe like the first quarter of this book, and he had it in different volumes. And I'm telling you, when there's stuff blew me away as a kid, but this one just had a major impact on me. And it wasn't until I was in my 30s, because of you showing me that Wolverton book.
I bought a, and I had been familiar with his work.
It's right there, the original art.
But I picked up a book called The Original Art of Basil Wolverton, because I just didn't have any in my collection. Mm-hmm. And I showed it to Ryan, and it didn't register right away till he brought this up again. I don't know if it was after you bought this, but it all just refired and clicked. Oh, it's that guy.
Well, there was some images in that book.
The
Bible, from the Bible.
That's right. There's a couple in there from this.
Yeah.
And as a pen and ink artist myself, I made a pretty substantial career off my art, driven by ink on paper. And some of my favorite, not just comic artists, but pen and ink artists, Robert Crumb mainly, was influenced by this guy.
Yeah.
So when you go back and look at the exquisite line work, otherworldly, I would dare say, as a guy that geeks out about, tools, how things are drawn, just everything in the world of pen and ink, this guy's a master.
Yeah.
And you're going to see this mastery.
Yeah. We're going to look at select images.
It's a big book. We can't go through it all. Just pick it up if you're a pen and ink person.
One more note on the past. So what was really cool about finding out once and for all who made these images, because for some reason I didn't have the wherewithal as a kid to find, like, look at who the artist was in the book. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, you were like 5.
I was like, maybe I was probably a little older, maybe like 7 or 8, but I didn't have I don't know why. I just never, I guess I was so blown away by the art that I always had regret that I never, because I would think about that book, those books, and wonder, man, who was that artist? That stuff was really crazy in there, and it just made me, not trying to get political or religious too much, but it made me less of a believer. Not that I ever was one, but it made this stuff made me believe even less, and it was a powerful artwork. I was like, man, it would be like this, if that stuff was really going on, But yeah, let's go ahead and crack this open. Let's scoot it just a tad this way. Yes.
First of all, a little backstory on Basil. He was from Portland, Oregon, and besides influencing legions of underground cartoonists, he struggled as a cartoonist early in his career, which is just
that's
mind blowing to Ryan and I, because we're such huge fans. But as you get into Basil Wolverton, you're either in the camp that doesn't really care about him, or you're nuts about him. I've never seen an in between. But this guy worked his ass off.
Yeah, he did.
Prolific, and tons of cartooning, tons of comic strips. He's famous for certain Mad Magazine covers. Yeah. I think this is one
Lena
of them.
the Hyena. That's one of the most iconic Mad Magazine covers.
So this book there's the other one.
Yeah.
So this book kind of goes through the beginnings. But what we're here for is his
right there
Bible illustrations. Now, when you look at this, it's really funny because it's kind of messy. This is a scribble technique to achieve those stars, and then he's stippling in here.
Yeah.
But one thing I wanted to show, and I think you pointed out, I looked at this close because there's a smaller shot of it on the front. I was like, holy fuck, because as it shot down, it tightens up.
Yeah.
I looked at this, and pretty much all, I would say, maybe if not all, most of these lines in this background, they're not touching. So, he drew these without them intersecting at all.
It's incredible. Yeah.
You even pointed out on this moonscape here.
Yeah,
it's almost like stippling with lines.
Yeah.
All these lines are like separated.
Yeah, that surface of the moon is it's so powerful. And these two, the first 3 images, I remember that's the first thing shown in the book that I saw growing up, and the book was way more focused on the art and had it had the Bible verses connected to it. That was it. And I mean, look at that, dude. Whenever we show North America and South America, it's almost always propped upright. And he had the sense enough to know that in space, you're looking at the world, whatever direction you're standing on the moon. It's so cool. You hardly ever see the planet represented like that.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
But look at that. That's so powerful. With Adam coming out of dust.
Yeah,
it's insane. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Garden of Eden. But there's a lot of powerful stuff in here. The Cain and Abel stuff is just, I mean, look at that scene right there.
His use of line, the
super bold.
The bold outline, but then he'll go crazy inside with these small lines.
Yeah.
This wavy texture for the sky in the background.
Just amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And then look, this is one of the most...
His use of blacks.
Powerful scenes you'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that, dude. He's just throwing them over the edge. Look at that.
Yeah, every line drawn to create your gradation
Yeah.
of your grayscale.
Yeah. My brain doesn't work like that, but it's amazing to see.
Again, here we go with this background here. Now it looks like, especially on the screen, it looks like a pre-made screen that you would use, almost like a dot screen. But those are hand-drawn lines.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
although not perfectly straight, most of them don't intersect or touch, except for the ones that are showing like darker areas.
Yeah.
It's just incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible.
The architecture in here is
Yeah.
really intense.
I mean, super sharp, like 90-degree angles and stuff. And then here we have another shot of, let's just focus on this image just for time's sake. This is amazing. I mean, the hand.
Showing transparency. It's
Yeah,
supposed
the
to be
hand.
God's hand, I
Yeah,
guess.
the hand of God on earth. And I mean, look at that. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Look at that. That is,
Showing transparency in a drawing is really difficult.
and then look at this star field in the back. Look at all those stars.
Yeah.
That's insanity to me. That's just powerful.
Yeah. Keyword is powerful.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it just is.
It is. There's no other way to describe it.
Yeah.
That's some good stuff.
Again, his use of line, his sense of composition, the figure work, even though it's so stylized in his,
Yeah.
uniquely his, but it works so
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. I mean, it's incredible detail. And just the thing I love about his work is there's thick, bold lines, but then, like you said, you get into the stippling or the cross hatching or the line work inside of the, like right here you have all these bold lines, and then you zoom in on this guy's face.
Yeah, I don't know if you've
And
noticed, but lately I've really tried to incorporate bold outlines and then really get intense and detailed with small lines within, your framework.
Well, it makes the eye focus in more on the subject
Right.
matter too when you do that.
Again, with these
Yeah.
the tight line work for the sky almost has like an engraved feel,
Yeah.
but it's hand done.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to
Let's keep going.
get into some of these.
Yeah, because there's some stuff that's just
Did you want to cover like?
there's one in here though I want to show everybody. That's pretty cool. Like another transparent hand. A lot of death and destruction, which is look at that. Look at that.
Amazing.
There it is. Look at Methuselah, dude. That is.
It's great.
That was one of the images besides like
Burned in your brain. Huh?
yeah, just look at the skin, man. It's cracked. I mean, it's just
He's really good with textures.
the dude lived 969 years. That really happened. But yeah, isn't that crazy, dude? That's just.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
great.
look at that. Look at that, dude.
So
Look,
good
bow
with
to me. That was another image. I even drew that. I drew that as a 10-year-old.
That's amazing.
I drew my version of it because I was like, dude, that guy's way cooler.
Right.
Like, hell yeah, you better worship him. I was all like, I thought he was cool.
It's funny.
Yeah. So much powerful stuff in
Just
here.
a master
I
at
hate to-
cross hatching and also a master of light and shadow.
That's what I was about to
Yeah.
say. Look at that. Look at that sun
Yeah.
god back there, the light bouncing off of it. I wanted to see if there's anything else super.
There's a close up of that one earlier.
There's one of the people drowning in the that was just like it freaked me out as a kid. There it is. Look at this.
Oh, the Noah's
Look,
Ark.
yeah,
thing.
look at this.
That's
Because he
intense.
loved us so much, he had to kill everybody. Look at that. Look at that. That is
Yeah.
that one on the left.
It's great.
I mean, look at everything going. So there's a lot going on, but he knows how to do it right because you see every. I mean, look at the dead bodies piled up.
bodies back
dead
there.
bodies pile up, vultures that are going to die themselves, the animals that are left over. It's just gnarly,
Dude,
dude.
drawing that rain
Yeah.
with the sky in the background and then your lightning
Yeah.
is the negative space of some of this white left from the black as you're drawing it.
Brutal.
Is so great.
Brutal, man. I love it.
But there was one back here. Yeah, we could go on and on.
Yeah, there's just so
guys.
many images. There's just, it's hard to.
We've got a little bit of time left.
Yeah.
But there was
That's
Again,
amazing. Look at that texture.
texture he's achieving with one pen.
Yeah.
Because I think for years he used a nib.
Yeah.
And then he went to a tech pen later. But this would be work in the 50s, I guess.
I'm assuming so.
It was in the 50s. So
Yeah.
he's
Yeah, because he died in the 70s, I believe.
78.
Yeah, so he was already kind of, he was middle-aged already in the
Look
50s.
at this negative space
Yeah.
up here for this. But he keeps it uniform.
Yeah. What's really weird here is they cut off this image. I don't know why, because in the book that Grandpa let me look at as a kid, that was showing him wrestling with the
That's a poor layout choice
Angel.
because they probably could have.
yeah, they could have
extended
just
that
extended that. I
and
don't
then
know
put
why.
the text somewhere else.
Yeah.
So.
That's just amazing.
His use of blacks.
Yeah.
His anatomy again uniquely his, very
Just
stylized, but it works
look
so
at that.
well.
That's so badass.
Yeah.
It's blessing both of them. And it's mainly just Old Testament stuff in here.
It's old and new.
It's new, not much new though. It's mainly old, which is, just really brutal stuff.
All you pen and ink freaks out there.
Yeah.
This is and I can't say I don't have this particular book in my collection, but after today, it's going in there. I have several Basil Wolverton books,
Yeah.
and some of them have a couple of these pieces sprinkled throughout.
Yeah.
But this is a really comprehensive look at his work on this project that probably lasted.
Oh,
I mean,
it had to be years.
I mean, there's like hundreds of pages of artwork.
Yeah, you can't even go, like we said, you can't even go over them all. There's just so many. And what was really cool about this book, because my awesome wife, Maddie, got this for me as a gift, and I didn't even know there were other images. I always thought it was just that first set, those first 2 volumes. I didn't know it went this extensive. And there's just gnarly stuff in there, man.
There's
Just
something in here. He's just so tight with his rendering.
yeah,
That probably even from your vantage point, that looks gray.
yeah.
But
No,
as
it
you
does.
zoom in, that's just tiny lines.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the transitions he does are just.
I was looking at this earlier. This looks like some Mad Max shit.
Yeah.
This is just straight up like.
Just ruins.
I mean,
Yeah.
the crazy, vine going up the cracked wall and these
Yeah.
rabid-looking hyenas and these rats coming up. Look, the rats are just silhouettes.
Yeah.
But against that cross-hatching, it really pops. Like,
Yeah. Well, it gives it dimension too. It
Yeah.
shows like there's a foreground.
But I'm looking at this and like you could just put a guy like standing there with a
Yeah.
gas mask and you would have a sci-fi
Oh, yeah.
setting.
Yeah, just standing there with, look at this.
I love that.
It's
I love
a
that.
pile of skeletons.
I love that. The way he draws skulls and skeletons.
There was, I don't know if I can find it. It was, I should have bookmarked this stuff really.
That's what I did on my.
Yeah, I'm going to start bookmarking these, but let me see if we can find it, because it was just, oh, there it is. This is one of the things I liked. Look at that. That was in the
How's
book.
that for a monster's design?
Look at that.
This
Chewing up people.
this carries over from his work, from his bat brains monsters from Venus, or what was the other one? Space Hawk.
The sci-fi stuff.
He would have creatures like this in there.
And then there's also, I don't remember if it's over here. If I can't find it, it's no problem. I'll post it in the comments
But yeah,
section.
guys, the damn Bible has monsters in it.
That was real. That really happened. That really happened. Let me see if I can find it. If not, it's no. Oh, I think I did find it. Yeah, here it is. Look at that, dude. That's another one of those pages that just jumped out as a.
But did you notice?
Look at the dude.
Did you notice in looking at this though?
Yeah.
How maybe even comparison to these panels or these pages here or pics here.
Mm-hmm.
Look how raw and loose that is compared to say like that.
Yeah.
Do you see how there's a rawness and looseness to it that's not really apparent in his other pieces? I kind of wonder if he did this quicker than normal.
I don't know. Yeah, you can definitely see it with the helmet.
It's not as raw,
it's real sketchy almost.
Especially these guys.
Man, but look at all those bodies. Look at all those
I love
people.
how he did the cracks, though.
Yeah, it's just falling apart, and they're all falling off, dude. Look at that.
Was this Wall of Jericho? Or what is this?
I don't know. I think it says the Bible verse that it refers to. It's either the Walls of Jericho or I don't think it's the Tower of Babel because they got like shields and things.
Again, cross-hatching. Look at that. I'm looking at this on the screen, and that just looks like a flat tonal gray. Mm-hmm. Just like one shade of gray.
Yeah. Really does.
And it's just tight cross-hatching.
But that's what stippling and cross-hatching does.
I mean,
it gives you values. It's almost like grayscale.
Yeah.
And then it starts getting into really apocalyptic stuff as we go through it.
Man, I love his use of blacks again.
Yeah.
With the back of that head, and then
the rocks.
Man, I gotta try to do that more in my work. Not be afraid of just popping in that solid black.
That's a challenge for me as well. I've always had a challenge with heavy blacks.
'Cause usually I'm tempted to just detail the fuck out of everything.
Yeah.
When I notice, like, here...
Look how powerful that is.
You have enough just with that.
Yeah.
It defines that shape.
Yeah.
You know?
Just
we could go on and on.
Such violence, man. Just such despair.
That's what we're laughing about.
Yeah. Oh, dude, those faces.
Look at that face.
There's a bunch of faces throughout the whole thing that just kill me, dude. They make me laugh. The lips, the way he always did lips, made me laugh because they weren't realistic at all. They were just little tubes that went around, like they look like puppets or something. Like,
but it works.
No, it was awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, it's his style. It's.
Love these bricks.
Yeah.
Just geek out on it. I love this little piece right here.
There we go. Look at the blacks again.
This is what I was thinking about earlier, dude. Now look at this.
Yeah.
Get my pointer here. This right here trips me the fuck out. All this, the way this is rendered, I mean, you're going tight cross-hatching to single lines, back to cross-hatching.
Yeah.
But it all reads as one gray when you pull away.
And then...
It looks like he shaded it with a fucking pencil.
That's what's amazing. And then the fin right here is dark because of the light. You know, it's just really cool.
I really like that face, too. Yeah. It's really cool. This looks like some almost like MCS or like woodcut shit.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
And speaking of faces, look at that one. That's hilarious. Look at that, making a brisket or something. Hilarious.
Look at that vulture thing. It's really cool. Oh, man.
I don't know if this should be in kids' libraries. I don't know. But anyway. So violent and stuff. But yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So as it goes further on, Oh, that's powerful. Look at that black. Just that's all you need. Look at that. And it shows how dark and messed up it is.
Really good with landscapes.
Yeah.
He's good at everything.
Look at that.
It's just
that tower.
I'm blown away.
Look at that earthquake.
This is what's interesting to me here. He has an insane amount of when you look at this, it's like, oh, that's stipple, but it's almost like these stipple lines.
Yeah.
Like they're almost like half lines that are kind of used as kind of like dots.
That's what I was about to say.
But then he tightens it up here with like longer lines to get a darker side of the face. But then as much that's going on with like mark making in here.
Yeah.
Look how it like this is lighter than that.
Yeah.
But he's got like an insane amount. It's just
it's really weird with what he did because he stippled kind of in a weird way, but it was lines. It was mostly little lines. Dude, it wasn't dots most of the time.
All this is line.
Yeah, it was all lines. I mean, even this right here
is line.
I mean, those are dots, but if you look close at it, it's all tiny little lines, man. It's
man, I'm totally geeking.
I wish I had a time machine so I could just go watch him do some work. Yeah, I wouldn't even bother him. I would just watch some work. Yeah.
Definitely what's really top artist.
Oh yeah, he's in my, like I've always said, in my top 5 of influential. Look at that, dude. That face, dude. Big
There's
nose.
A sense of weight and bulk. Yeah. Like you really feel the
skeletons getting thrown into the.
Oh man.
But then it starts getting, like I said, here's where it gets
apocalyptic, right? In here.
Yeah, it starts getting like here's what's coming, guys. Like you better get ready. Look at that.
That's so epic looking.
Badass, dude.
This is smart. This is really clever here. Look, see that solid white.
Yep. Yeah.
Because then he just does a shit ton of cross hatching to create the intensity of the light from the mushroom cloud.
So it says the apocalypse and beyond. So this is basically, I guess, their prophecies. But keep in mind, this is the 1950s and even into the 60s. The Cold War was like at its height, and everybody was terrified of the bomb, and and that's what everything was about. Like right now, everything's like, all the mess going on with our stuff, but the big fear back then wasn't drag queens and things like that. It was the bomb, stuff that could actually mutilate you,
right, and
destroy you.
Dude,
and
look at this that chaos where it's like a wave of chaos. You see the underneath of a car. There's cars and people with buildings just floating.
It's just madness. They know it's all over.
It's just so awesome.
Yeah, brutal, man.
Here we go into these it's almost like little vignettes of different scenarios of people just kind of.
It's around the world, it looks like.
Kind of just chilling, yeah. And then,
really cool stuff. And then there we go. That's
this is so
good. Really awesome. Look at the planes, man. How weird.
Kind of rotting corpse kind of look.
I love that stuff.
But those are the wreckage. There's like bricks and pieces of cars. And look, there's like a woman's leg just sticking
still has
out.
a shoe on somehow. It's like a whole fleet of these guys coming in.
This is the field of stippling here.
Yeah. Big crater where the bomb impacted everything.
This twisted up steel.
This is the stuff that wasn't in that. A lot of it. The Old Testament stuff wasn't either, but especially this newer stuff. I didn't see any of this in that book that Grandpa would let me look at to keep me. Look at that.
That's so cool.
That's as gnarly as it gets, man.
This guy here looks like a zombie.
Yeah.
Again, these fucking, I don't know how he did it here, because I don't think he was using clayboard. He may have.
Yeah,
It had
I don't
to have
know,
been
man.
using clayboard.
Yeah,
where
I have no
You
idea.
scratching the lines. That's just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's almost like an engraving
It's like
or something.
negative space
Yeah.
for the white lines. So I'm assuming he may have used clayboard for this. I'm not sure.
No way of knowing,
Look at
you
that
know.
brutal face.
What I would want to know is where are all these original pieces, you know.
I don't know. I'd love
Sad.
to own one.
Oh, man, it'd be amazing.
Well, I'm sure that there's
His son kept up with a lot of his stuff too. Monty.
that guy Glenn Bray is a huge collector.
Oh, okay.
And he also commissioned Basil Wolverton.
Oh, okay.
So he might have a lot of it.
There's another.
Look at the.
Yeah, that's
Look
just.
at this one.
Look at that. Look at it. I gotta zoom in because holy moly!
Yeah.
Look at each little pebble and piece of rubble and debris.
Oh, and each rock and pebble is shaded.
Yeah, each of them. Every single thing you see
the
in here.
lines
Yeah.
in direction of. Oh, and Ryan, look. There's a face there.
Yeah.
There's a hand there.
Look at that.
I need. Look,
There's
the
hands
skull.
and yeah. It's all kind. Look at this dude coming through. There's bodies falling off the edge over here, and the piles of them.
So mixed in with what you would think would be when you glance at it, like
Yeah.
a stone or a rock or
Yeah.
a pebble, well, there'll be a skull in there.
Yep. It's incredible, man. And then in close up, you got cross hatching into the black. You know, you got little areas of cross hatching.
This is an intense usage of
and then you got the
black
lines
gray.
in this arm.
It really frames it, and it shows a sense of depth, like
Yeah.
this up close.
Foot sticking out. There's an arm here. There's a foot there. Brutal. And then look at this.
Well, there's a sense of scale. I was going to say, like, okay, this is closer to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little bit farther away from this, and it just there's like this
Yeah.
vast
Yep.
field of just death.
And then this right here. Look at this. Look at that.
That just
That's
blows
not
me away.
that's not even his common.
No,
that's
this
not
is
even-
a little bit different media here. I'm
Yeah,
not sure what he's
I don't know
doing
what
here
he was-
to achieve
The gray like
This-
that.
this stuff here. It almost looks like a screen. I'm not sure if
Yeah.
it's a zip
The
tone.
description of this is second giant hailstone illustration with chemical board.
Oh, you know what that is? That's like I forget the name of it. They shaded the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Yeah,
with this
same.
stuff. It's not Zipatone. It's this other stuff that you mix a chemical to get the shading on it. I sound like an idiot, but I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
One more thing before we turn to page here. This tractor is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
This bulldozer thing, I keep staring at it.
Yeah, dude.
Look at that thing.
Yeah, it's just bare. It's
And there's
just
dead bodies in that
inside
thing
of
too.
it. Yeah, you can tell it's stopped and it's just getting piled up. Yeah, it's just getting buried.
Anyway,
Yeah,
here's another. And I think this was the one I was telling you
it's nasty, dude.
that would make a good album cover for a metal band. This is so metal.
Yeah,
You just put your logo up here, you know.
look at that plane just flying through there.
These like radiation
Yeah,
sickness boils, like.
it's amazing to me, just the thought process. The
Every window is, I mean, drawn, dude.
mm-hmm.
Every single fucking window.
Yeah, look at that.
Another thing I was going to mention. In the 1950s, as an illustrator, you're limited on reference.
Yep.
So this guy, you know, he's pulling a lot of this out of his ass. unless he has access to a shit ton of books that he
Yep.
either picked up along the way, magazine clippings, maybe.
Yeah, there's no Google back then. No Google.
The reason I bring this up, because look at this.
Yeah.
I mean, if he just pulled that out of his head, that's just so incredible to me, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it blows me away
He's
what
really
this guy
selling
was.
us on the skin, really like this radiated. Because where do you see pictures of that back then?
I know.
You could kind of see, you know,
Yeah,
they've got pictures
maybe.
of stuff like that, but
Yeah.
you really
Not
have
much.
to hunt for it.
He probably looked in medical journals, maybe, of skin conditions. That's the only thing I could think of.
But when you go and look
Yeah.
at pictures, that's what it
Yeah.
looks like.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
This one right here.
Look at that.
This is so epic.
Yeah. Another album cover here. Let's go down a little
yeah.
bit. Perfect.
Look at that.
Yeah. That is just grotesque and just
That is
and
you.
look at the lines.
That is how you draw.
But it's all pinpointing to that flame right there. Look at that. What's
That
genius?
composition, dude.
That's what I was about to say. What's genius about the way he composes stuff is he knows how to get your eye to wander. So like right there off the bat, you're like, whoa, that is just crazy. And then you go over here, and then right in the middle, all that's drawing into it from
And you're
the flame.
right, because there's direction.
It's
in
yeah.
some of the shading.
That's what I was saying.
It's going
yeah.
through at what kind of creates the smoke
Yeah.
pattern,
Yes.
but it also creates the shading in this building
Yep.
as it's going through, directing your eye to that fire.
Yep.
Which also is how this thing's lit, because that's where all the,
He's-
that's your light source.
He's such a master that
Look, the shadows even, because of
From the light.
source, it draws you in.
and he's such a master at what he did, because look at the difference here up front, close up. It's a white, black almost, but then here it's hazy from the smoke.
Right.
The building's faded away like foggy and hazy
Right.
from the smoke. It's just a epic piece of art right there.
And I don't know what other words to use. They're overplayed, genius, epic, amazing.
Yeah,
powerful,
there's no other words
but-
to use for it though.
But that's just exactly what this is.
To get a pen and to create environments that
One
show
pen did that.
one pen, and here you go, you have this stuff real tight and crazy up here and then hazy in the background. It's just
I'm sure that maybe for some of this, like when we go in here,
yeah.
he might have used a brush like this.
I'm sure he mixed it up some.
But the bulk of his work is pen.
Yeah.
Jesus, look at this one.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, all those fault lines and
This
stuff.
is like
and-
stipple for smoke on
Yeah.
the volcanoes. The cracked ground,
yeah.
the black placement to show the depth of those cracks.
The depth of everything is just it's
Oh my
so
God.
convincing. Nasty,
this just
dude.
looks like zombie ghoul type.
Yeah, zombie
But
apocalypse.
they're like radiating.
Look at that. Most of them don't have eyes,
Yeah, they're all radiating.
and they're screaming, dude. There's just down there, man.
Some kind of
Just
swimming in this like lava or something. I don't
Who
know
knows?
What the fuck. I love how graphic and bold this is.
yeah,
It's almost like you see this fucked up face right here,
yeah,
and then your eye goes up here, and it's like, oh well, is that a skull or a piece of a building or a brick?
it's a cinder block or
You know what I
something.
mean?
It looks
But
like.
it almost looks like a skull too.
Yeah, almost.
But then when you move your eye over here, it's like, oh, here's a hand just randomly popping out of the ground.
Yeah.
You know? Oh my God, this
Yeah.
one, dude.
And
Oh my
I did
God.
see this one on what you call it, Weird Tales or whatever his
The comic
the
series.
comic series that
Yeah.
I gotta get a colored version of this where the people
I've seen it. Yeah.
are what do you call
green?
it? They're the blue. He's
Oh,
like
they're
blue
blue,
with
yeah.
like red lips or something. It's just so just fantastic looking. I don't know. It's just,
again, we're using just line to achieve this hazy effect
yeah.
over these buildings that are getting blown away. It's like this apocalyptic.
I mean, dude,
wind,
look at
nuclear
that. Just
blast.
mutated people.
Yeah.
They're just destroyed from the blast. Or just, and then we get into the kind of the Jehovah's Witness type stuff, the paradise here on
wasn't
earth.
a Jehovah's Witness?
No, but it's the same kind of concept.
Oh, okay.
The paradise on earth thing going on.
Was he like a
It was
Episcopalian?
no, it was this weird religion called something radio, Christian radio something. It was weird, man. It was just
Evangelical thing.
yeah, but yeah, the paradise on earth type. But look at that snake, dude.
I've seen this one for years.
Yeah.
This is a really common
Look at that.
piece that's always shown when they talk about his Bible stuff. This one.
Yeah,
It's
it's
that
more
snake, man.
it's more palatable, I guess. It's not the violence and the death.
That's
Yeah.
It's a crazy looking snake.
Yeah.
And this one, I've seen this one throughout the years a lot. Man, we just go on and on about this.
Wild, dude. Yeah, really cool stuff.
And then there's a brief thing about his cartooning
Yeah.
career.
But yeah, if you want to know what influenced me right away as a youth was this work, and it was such a great treat to find out in my mid 30s or early 30s. It was like I was like in my early 30s, maybe, yeah, to find out who the artist was behind these Bible illustrations. It's so. For those of you out there that might have seen this for the first time, I hope it had the same effect on you. And try to get the book if you can. I think it's about $100 on what did you say?
$100 now.
$100. Yeah, I got it. Like I said, Maddie got for me like half the price back in the day. But one
It's worth every penny.
one of the most iconic and underappreciated artists of the 20th century, in my opinion.
I agree.
Doesn't get enough love, and it's a shame because what he did was just, I mean, look at this. Just,
Yeah, I was looking at this with the veins.
yeah, the veins just, and he didn't do drugs. I mean, it's just, look at this,
would think he would, yeah.
liver diseases of various college students. Look at all these livers. One's a football. I mean, it's incredible, dude. His mind was nuts. I would love to. Look at all these brains. I mean, you can just go on and on about this, but yeah, pick it up if you can, because it's just it's a
Huge influence on us.
huge influence, and hopefully it's something that'll make a mark on you too.
Yeah.
And with that, we'll close it out, and we'll do another review here soon.
Thanks
And
for watching.
yeah, thanks for watching, and make sure to like, share, subscribe if you can, and also catch us every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Time for our draw and chat lives as well. Thanks for watching.
Take care.